Wow, bang. There we are. We'll go live again. I love this. AJ's going to go download it and then we'll just put it back up. But I had to do the creation of the sun all over again. So TikTok is approving this and then they'll say, okay, I like the title. Boom. And La 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 la. Oh, I just got a text. That was cool. All right, there it goes. It turned on. You can just tell, man. They sort of like going, "What are you going to talk about? What you got going on? Who are you?" All right, we'll go. And then it's and the people start coming in, and we're going to talk about the creation of the sun, which was on the fourth day. And I had that study guide. We did it live last night, and I can't let anybody come into the room. I appreciate that though. But what we're going to be talking about is the creation of the sun. I did a whole study guide on it and put it up last night. And thank y'all for coming into the room. Real loud pack. All right, man. I appreciate all the gifts and everybody. Candace, thank you for joining the room. I see where these people starting to come in, and it's a good thing that we do this in the morning because there were like 300 or 400 people in the room last night, and there's a whole different crowd at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. I say, you know, there is. It's all the, I think I get a lot more of the, like Australia, South, and Europe places over there. And then on the West Coast, people are just now starting to come in and getting up. So it's a great crowd to be there. Yeah, thank you for the UK. I see you guys over there all the time. And I love every bit. I love it. Just talking to my son, man. I said, I have been all over the world. I've been very blessed. And I love London. I love the UK. I love going there. And the history, man, doggone, that goes all the way back to, I went and saw the Roman wall when I was there in London, the pieces of the Roman wall and those things that were there. And oh man, the British Museum of Art, bro. It's walking there, Nebuchadnezzar, all the little artifacts from Egypt. It just blow you away. And I mean, they didn't know love from Sweden. All right, I love Sweden. It's so beautiful over there. Everybody's so pretty. I tell you what, oh, that's the prettiest people in the world, man. We saw this little Swedish community, and they were somewhere in America. And there was about 10 of them. Every one of them had blonde hair, good looking, even the babies, everyone. I told the daddy, I said, y'all need to go spread out into Georgia and all. And spread some of that purdy around. And hey, Brad Colbert, how you doing? I appreciate everybody being in here. You Sweden people, y'all got to spread that purdy around, and do it too. Spread the word. Hey, good morning, Karina. How are you doing? RQQ, he just joined. Andrea Gomez just joined. Jessica May Smith just joined. Lisa just joined. Nikki just joined. And Tina just joined. Drew, no bounce. All right, no bounce. What's that? What do you do? I'm doing well, thank you. All right, very smart man. You know what? My dad used to call me a fart smell. I mean, a smart fella, and he was. He used to call me that, but then again, he'd tell me, he goes, "You're smart like your mama," and I don't know what he meant by that. I never really took that. I don't know how to take that, but he ended up being one of the best teachers in the whole wide world for me. Hey, did you hear about Israel attacking Damascus? Oh my gosh. You know, those whole people are just in corruption. In Israel, that place, that land, the land, that's called Canaan. That's Canaanite area. That's all it was. It's the land of Canaan. It's the promised land. It was the one that everybody was supposed to get. The dude named Jacob, he got renamed Israel. He had 12 kids, and they were to inherit that land, and he tripped all over himself getting to that point. But that angel that wrestled with Jacob ended up calling him Israel, and that means struggles with God. So it's like they put a big brand on his head and said, dude, man, you struggle with God. I'm going to call you Israel. Why? That means that you got problems, bro. Man, you stacking up a pillar over here. And I just said, do not build this place. And sure enough, there you go, man. You raised up a pillar. You never read that part in Deuteronomy where it says, thou shalt not raise up a pillar which the Lord thy God hateth. But don't tell me you stack your little stone pillar up and going down there. My brother in Christ, Chase, what's going on, man? Robo, I saw you, young patron. Warren, come on in here. Lisa Rizzle, Razzie, Charlie, Tay May. I like that thing. That's cool, Tay, man. Joshua. Ooh, bro, man, you know what? Joshua, get in here. And did you get named that? You know, that's the dude that Moses said, hey, you're in charge. And man, Joshua stacked up some stones too, man. Joshua goes out and says, hey, I'm going to split the river, the Jordan, and you and the boys go across it. And said, now when I split this thing open, I want you to go take 12 stones and stack them in the middle of the river. Because when I close the river back, I want them boys that's in the water to know what's up. Well, Joshua not only does that, but then he goes and stacks up some stones on the edge of the water, which he wasn't told to do that. And you don't do extra. I do that all the time. I always do too much. My wife will ask me to go do something, and I'll say, hey, can I make it better? And then she was like, you can just no. And that's what Joshua was like, you want some stones in the river? I'll put some stones over here. And it's like, bro, man, you shouldn't stack stones because the dudes that are in the river, the evil entities, the beast is in the sea. Jesus will be baptized in that Jordan River. That comes right out of the bottom of Mount Hermon over there, and you're going to just roll down. So how was the sun? How was the sun created? God created it. He said, let it be, and it was. That was the thing about the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God, and he spoke everything into existence. And I let people get in the room. You're number one student from Kenya. Hey, brother, what's going on, man? I love y'all every day. I always see your comments in there, Lisa. See that? You just got bad. I love it. Thank you so much for y'all joining the Doberman. You must have Doberman Pinschers, and they are the coolest dogs. They're so pretty. Those are pretty dogs, very smart. And I got a Yorkie Poo. More viewers to share. All right, spaghetti salad number 7. You shared my live. That's the coolest thing you can do is help spread the word and share the live and what have you. You know, I was sort of shocked when I saw that the sun was made on the 4th day. Because in the beginning, God said, let there be light, and it was good. And it wasn't light. It wasn't the sunlight. It was light, like angels. And then his face was over the murmuring deep and over the abyss. And then he separated the waters from the waters that were above and the waters that were below. So, I mean, he's got this whole water thing that he's separating and put the expanse / firmament in the middle of that and in between the waters. So, you know, it goes on to say that on the 4th day, he created the sun and the moon, and they were made to light the earth. And that's just cool. I mean, it's not they were made to give light, because in the beginning there was light. And at the end of the Bible, it says that he is the light of the temple, and there is no more sun to give that, because it's he is the light of the temple. So you can only imagine that in the beginning, when he had created light, that he is the light thereof. And that on the 4th day, he created the sun and the moon to keep track of the days and the times. I did a study guide, and if you go to my bio page right there, I'll show you exactly where the study guide is, and y'all go read it for yourself. Because what I did is I took it out of, all of this out of my old Bible. And I took pictures of that. So if you go to my link tree right there, go to my bio page, and then go to my link tree, this page will come up, and there's that creation of the sun document, and there it is right there, a little piece of it. That's the cover. And then this will pop right up. Bam. And that's the creation of the sun. And what I did is it's on the 4th day. So what I did was I took pictures of the Bible, Genesis chapter 1, and it goes, hey, let there be light, and the light was day, and the darkness was night. Just understand, man, darkness is not cool, and day is, and light is. So he is the light thereof. And just know that he creates light and day here, and this is chapter 1, verse 5. And then the next page of the study guide, yes, Arlo, I will let you in. Come on. Bad dog. That bad dog. Dad, I wanted to come in here. Hot dog, Dad. You down in the Arlo wants to watch, Dad. And then on chapter, you want to stay there? All right. And then on the same chapter, on 14 right here, it says that he made the sun and the moon 2 great lights, and that he made them to keep track of the days and the seasons and the years. So, and then this was the fourth day right there. And it was after the third day as he made the two great lights in the firmament, and that's the sun and the moon. So that's, you can see right there, 14 and 15. And I got another picture in a Bible that sort of says the same thing. It says the sun and the moon. Oh, I took a picture over here. That's why I like to do these lives like the next day, because then you can see all of the photo work that I got in there. And I had this picture in this Bible. It was compared 4 different versions of the Bible. It's this one right here. And I see there's a couple of different versions. This one has 2 pages. And I like right here, they actually say the sun and the moon in those verses. And it's right there. Not that one. That one. And he made, chapter 16, and God made 2 great lights, the sun and the moon, the lesser light, which is, there it is. And he created, that was verse 21. I love the way some of these things actually get better descriptions, because, that's what fish were in the beginning. So let's go back to that study guide real quick, and I want to show you where he created the sun and the moon on the 4th day. So the study guide was on my link tree. Go to the bio page link tree. It's going to be the creation of the sun. That's the cover of it right there. And then this is the first page where he created light and day, not the sun and the moon. That's over here, right there on the 4th day. Right there. So this is light and day. Man, this is good and bad. This is evil. And what it says about his face was over, God moved over the waters. Let's clear that up, bro. Remember that the waters, and that the end of times, there is the first earth and the first heaven are passed away, and there are no more seas. So there's no more water at the end of the earth. And he is the light of the temple. So his face is over the waters. And the waters where the horse sitteth are peoples and nations and tongues. So just know that that's all revelation, and that the beast will come out of the water, and that all of the things that are in the water, like Noah didn't save things out of the water. There was no aquarium in the middle of the ark. So just know the water's not cool. But watch what he calls when his face moved over the waters. Watch what it's called in this old Hebrew Bible. And I took a picture of this Bible right there, and it zooms in, but I have another one. And I want to show you that it's this little bitty Hebrew Bible, and it's Hebrew on this side and just facts right here. And if you zoom into it, boom, this is that page. And it says right here in verse 2, but the earth was desolate and void, and darkness was upon the face of the murmuring deep, and the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the waters. Okay, the murmuring deep. That's the abyss, man. And then he goes and separates that waters and puts an expanse in between the waters. And that word is firmament in most Bibles, but it's expanse. And it means to put something in between the waters and to put them so that the waters are above and the waters are below. It describes that literally right there. So he's put the firmament is right there, and it's in between the waters, and it's an expanse. So I would have to say that expanse is an expanse like this, and that it is an expanse. What's the shape of that? I don't know. We live in a realm, and I can tell you that water comes out of the side of Mount Zion, and the Dead Sea that's, I don't know, 50 miles away or something like that. The Dead Sea is 1,800 feet below sea level. So don't tell me there aren't rivers and mountains in the earth. I mean, how do you dig a tunnel and not run through any of the mountains and all that stuff? Hey, Mr. Morris, how are you doing? Man, I tell you what. And then like Elon, his big company is the Boring Company. So what do? They bore holes in the earth. Man, at the end times, they're all supposed to go hide in the earth. And I think they're going to be between us boring companies and trying to penetrate the firmament. And it's not going to happen, bro. I mean, I don't care. He's got 33 motors on that thing, Raptor motors on the dragons, which are raptors or dragons, and because we didn't have dinosaurs, the name dinosaurs, and the raptors, there's 33 dragons when the dragon are in the space capsule called the Dragon. Uh, and the stars fall from heaven, then Starlink and all of this crap. I'm not fooled by it whatsoever. But then boy got on the stage, man, and he said, I need 42 engines to pop the firmament to go to Mars. And I'm like going, 42 is the Kabbalistic number of God, the name, the letters in the name of God or the names of God. And they have like 42 names of God. There's 7 rows of 6 names or something like that. I just sitting there going, you ain't fooling me. You come up with 33, and then all of a sudden you need 42. You're just spitting biblical crap out, man, left and right. And I see it. I see it, and I'm not, I read. Yeah, I know what the big people with the black box that walk around it counterclockwise. Yeah, that's the Kabbalah. It's a big black cube, and they walk around it. Yeah, okay, man. So your Gigabay, where you're going to build these things, is a big black cube. Shut the front door, Alice. I'm not going along with that. You're never going to pop the firmament. I don't care if you, when you're riding by, if you shout out the firmament is called, the God called the expanse or the firmament heaven. You're going to heaven. You're going to go to heaven? Elon's going to heaven because he's going to go through that right there. And that's what the fallen angels have been trying to do since they got here, man. They tried to return. They've always tried to return to heaven. And I don't know. Let's call a spade for a spade, man. But in that study guide, that was just the next picture in it. And I think it was really cool because it's got some other things in here too. Not only did it have that as that picture, and this is all in the study guide, which is all on my link tree right there. So if you go to that bio page and go to that link tree, that's going to pop up. And it's that top link. That one right there has all of my archive data into it. That's just super cool. And but this is what we just did, this creation of the sun. And we're just reading it straight out of this antique Bible from the 16th century. I took pictures right out of it, and I did mark into it because of my Bible. I made it. But this is where God creates the light and the day, and they are not the sun and the moon. It's the light and the day. The sun and the moon are created here on the 4th day, right here, where he creates the 2 greater lights. And what he created those lights were, in the beginning, the lightness and the darkness, these were day and night, and that his face in the beginning was over the murmuring deep. So just let's all understand that there's different translations of the Bible of people telling this story, and those are their translations. The versions are how you say that differently. So you could say the same sentence with different explanations of how to say his face was over the murmuring deep and not lose the point of it. And that would be a version of this text. But just know that in the book of Jubilees, we were all given, and I think, yeah, it is the next slide. I reprinted the pages out of the book of Jubilees that say, after the sun and the moon are created, this is exactly how you should account for the days of the year. Here's 364 days, and what you're going to do, it's right here on the last page, and what's going to happen is your kids are going to go wrong by 10 days. They're not going to follow the calendar. They're going to sin and go wrong by these 10 days right here, and they're going to follow the Babylonian calendar. And it's 354 days. And then they just screwed up the calendar, and they threw the book of Jubilees out, and they never honored any of this. Where it says the 52 weeks and the 52 weeks create that, the 13 weeks into each season. It lays out very particularly where it says each season has 91 days, which is the 364-day year. And at the beginning of each one of those seasons of 91 days, the first day, and 91 times 4 is 364. And the first day is the different celebrations. There's 4 celebrations. They list them all out right here. And I think that it's very important that we actually know what we're dealing with here. I'll try to follow some of the questions and look and see. They said there were a lot of questions last night, and I don't know if I have a moderator in the room that would help me pin any of my questions, but I know that my wife is at her mother's, and she's not doing in great condition. So if y'all would all say a prayer for her, I certainly appreciate it. My wife's mother. They lied about going to the moon. Yeah, you make the earth and spinning. They lied that didn't happen. If you think that little dude hanging on that string was doing a spacewalk and all that stuff, that dude was swinging from a boom truck, man. Prayers, Mr. Morris. Man, thank you so much, man. I know Gigi, she's would love to be here and moderating because she helps, one of my prayer warriors. But people like you being in the room and all of my regulars, I certainly appreciate y'all helping me moderate through that. There's 300 people in the room, and it's important that we reach this crowd because. So, do you think the Earth is also flat? I don't think that the Earth is flat, and I don't think that it's round. I think that we live on a realm. Um, I mean, that's the best that I can think of it. We don't even know how to build a blade of grass. We can't even create an acorn. We'd have no idea how to make a mustard seed that if you put water on it, it'll grow. And we're going to try to figure out exactly how the wind blows and how the earth spins and how the waters move and how the seas swell and what holds back the waters and all that stuff. It's just way out of your league since we can't even say, here's how you make a seed. I mean, and to make something to go, hey, wait a minute, this seed has to die first. And then you add water to it and hope that it grows. That's how we're going to make this. We don't even know a team of people that can create a seed that will grow into a tree. We can't make a team of people make a blade of grass that will breathe the exact thing that we're breathing out and that we need to live. And only God knows how to create a thing like that that lives, man. And for us to think that we're not the only living things, that tree lives just like you. We say, God, we can't create a heart and make it beat on the middle of a counter. No, we can't create a heart that will beat in the middle of a counter, but he can. And he can create a tree and a leaf and a piece of grass that will breathe the same thing that you're breathing out and will exhale the same thing that you need to breathe in. And it's a living thing that will die and turn brown, just like you. It lives and dies, a life just like you. And you think that there's this whole other world out there. I'm being you as hypothetical. We are just to have faith. Not everything is to our understanding. No, that's why people try to say, hey, what shape is the world? And I'm like, God told Job, it's like, where were you when I was holding back the seas or when I put the foundations of the earth in or when I did where were you? Were you there? Were you able to lay a tape measure upon it? Did you help me hold back the winds? And it just lets you know that we're in no way are capable of figuring out how to make a blade of grass, how to make it breathe what we breathe. We damn sure can't figure out how to make the tides and the rivers run or how to make the seas and the waves move or how to make the winds go in certain directions or how to create storms and lightnings and all this stuff. And we're going to turn around and go, yeah, I know all that crap. And I know exactly what shape this is. I got it all pegged out. Man, you ain't never backed up and looked at this thing. You've never laid a tape measure upon it. You on the other end of the screen have never seen the earth or backed up to it. So, I don't know. No, she never cut his hair. She called a man in to cut it. Y'all got whole kinds of conversations going on here. Thank you so much, Kim. There are people that it says, not to shave your head. And I was reading in Isaiah, it says that the liberals were vile people. I can't believe that. It says that, man. It's just some interesting things. And I think that it's very important for us. I wanted to know, look, we do got people that, can you tell me who cut Samson's hair? No. I'll look it up, man. I mean, that's like Delilah. And that's one thing why I like to have sort of scheduled classes, because see, like, we're having a class on this when the sun was created and the fourth day, and thank you so much for all of the pinned questions and all that stuff, but you can sort of see how they go off topic. I believe it was that chick that Delilah, whoever, that persuaded him and asked the people what his secret was. But I believe that she actually cut his hair, if I'm remembering that. But the people ended up telling her what the secret was. So I wanted to know how I can get one of those maps you have. Oh, you know what, man? If you go to, and I say man all the time, Shamus, I don't have any idea what you are. If you go to, I'll do this. Let me touch this. If you go to my bio page right there and click on that link tree, think right there, that link right there. My map of time is this Adam's map of time, and it's super cool. Now, I took mine out of the cover so that I could open it. It comes with that hard cover right there, but it comes with 2 books inside of it, and normally I see them where they have disassembled this package and it doesn't have the teacher's guide or the study guide. And I want you to know that that link has all the books and manuals that come in it. I think people get that and they know it's cool, and then they take it apart. It's like 30 or 40. It's like $40 in the high 30 or 40. But that's so cool. And like I said, there's different links to where you can go. It's not anything that I make or do. It's just it's on Amazon. I tell you what, that's a great gift for people. I use it all the time, and in my study guides, and in the map of time when you say where we are and the seals and what have you. It helps you lay out exactly when the 1,000 years of each seal were, so that you can put together when they were broken. But I just thought that it was interesting. How many people thought that the sun was created on the first day when God said, "Let there be light"? And there was light on the first day, and there was darkness. And I always thought that was the sun and the moon. I did not know that he created the sun and the moon on the 4th day, and that was particularly for us to keep up with the days and weeks and Sabbath. It's 22 feet long, and it's almost 3 feet tall, and it is huge. And that's why I've taken mine out. It's got all kinds of rips and tears. It's 21 or 22 foot long. Stop listening to you once you said Trump was the Antichrist. I've never said Trump was the Antichrist. I don't know where you got that from. I don't get political whatsoever, but I never said that he was the Antichrist. As a matter of fact, I think the exact opposite of that. But never look too far to the right or to the left, brother. Keep your eyes straight forward. Some of the things that are happening right now in that administration were not what we were told, and they're off. And he lost about 10 points with me the other day with the, hey, there's no list. So just know I didn't say that he's the Antichrist. I just said that if you're going to play in this game and you're going to be a high figure, I think that you're going to be someone that needs to be heard. And I think that whether you are in the realms of those people, the billionaire club, those are the people that get heard. And Jesus came back as a Jew so that he could correct the people that were making things wrong. And I think that some people have been put in place that are billionaires to either correct or offset some of the things that the other billionaires are doing. So I'm not really sure whose team or what it's on. I keep my eye on everything. I don't look too far to the left or to the right. And I don't think that they're on the same team at all. I think that they divorce. I do think that this whole thing is being led by the rest of the dead that got out of the graves in 1033. It tells you in Revelation chapter 20, verse 5, that yet the rest of the dead will live again after the 1,000 years are finished. This is the first resurrection. Yeah, he lost me with the, I won't say where I lost it. Yeah, he lost me with the protection of the elite and not the children. I'm not lost by anyone because the Lord directs me into that. And the Lord's told me, keep your eyes on me. And when you see things about me, or when you see people say, hey, praise the Lord, or what have you, keep your eyes on those things right there. And they are few and far between. Notice when people don't put their hands on the Bible. Okay. What does that say to you when somebody doesn't put their hands on the Bible? And I like it, Krakens, for coming in here and talking with other people. This is huge military operation going on. There is a huge military operation going on, and I think that part of the people that are in that operation are not only the tangible people that you see, but the intangible people that are working for the preparation and making way for the kings of the East, which is like the fifth or sixth trumpet or bowl. And yes, in Iraq, all of that stuff, man, is preparations for the way of the East. Some of those people that are controlling the waters of the Euphrates and have it dammed and blocked and part of it dried up. And all of this thing is all in preparation for to go into Jerusalem. So just know, I think Trump is doing a fine job. You know what? I think that he's doing a fine job. I think he's doing a lot better than the other people. I think they had not as great of an intent. This is a country built off of people that immigrated to it. So I can tell you, the fact that the Statue of Liberty says, send me you're weak and you're tired, I don't see anybody repeating that verse out loud. But, central casting, I don't think that anybody repeats that out loud. But there should be a better means and process for people to come into this country and to seek salvation and from their oppression. And I just think that there should be an amicable and speedy way to come through and to be in this country and to earn your citizenship like they used to, man. I tell you what, these people that used to come into this country, I got this book right here. And the people that used to come into this country, you had to know this crap right here. And it was, I am an American citizen. And you can see right there, when I'll turn the screen around. I'll trip out on this. This is exactly, flipped the wrong way. Mirror your video. Does that work? I am an American citizen. You had to know all this crap. If you want to sit here and watch this, I took a picture of every page of this book, all 100 and something pages, and it tells you everything to why they call them Yankee Doodle Dandy, to why they call them Yankees, to what Dixie means, and all of this stuff. I took a picture of every page of this stuff. And what year? This was in, the statement in here says 1843. And I think this is the early 1900s, and this is what you had to know to be an American citizen. And everything's backwards, so it'll take me a minute. And I don't want to tear any of these pages, so let me flip them over. The American Creed. You had to know the Creed. I bet nobody could speak one word of this. And I took a picture of every page of this, and it tells you, I am an American, what you need to know. It tells you who can run and be president. It tells you all about the Declaration of Independence. This is not the Declaration. It's on the next few pages. It tells you why they wrote it and who was in the room and what was put together so that you know the whole story. And then it shows the Declaration of Independence word for word. And then just to keep going, like I said, every page of this is in my pray tree, man, my pray tree on. Oh, there it is by John Hancock. Hang on. Here's the Constitution. And this is the boring part. Let's get back to the back of why, what Congress may and may not do. Y'all take a screenshot of that and see if they're abiding by the rules right now. And you know what I hang on, the executive department, what the president, who may become the president of the United States. Take a picture of that right there. That tells you right there who may become the president of the United States. It can be these types of people. And it was like, hey, and you're one of them. You can come here and you can, this is super cool. And it tells you what the oath of office is. And I think it's funny that dude never put his hands on that Bible when he swore an oath. And the Bible says, thou shalt not swear an oath, but thou shalt perform thy oath. No. Don't swear that you're going to do something. Go out there and do it. And I can see that happening. But I just thought that was odd they did it. Let me get to some of this stuff. It says Yankee Doodle Dandy and all this stuff. And where we came up with the word Yankee, how to salute the flag, the different American holidays. I would flip this over just like right now. It tells you what the flag day was, how to fly the flag. I got pictures of each page right here. I can tell you right now, if y'all are all on here and you want to go see where they are, if you go to my bio page and then you go to my link tree, everything's backwards. Oh no, they are right there. Every page of this, right there. I want you to know that. And that thing right there, that right there, I made that. All right, hey, listen. Let me go back to here. Y'all don't want to see that. Here, what was I just showing you? D-Swine. Hold on. This tells you American holidays. Every page of this is all watchwords for democracy. What? Go, hey, and they're in 4K resolution that I took with my camera. And when you get to the PDF, which is what they are, you can zoom in, and I mean, you can see everything. Ooh, Nathaniel Hale, in a great speech he made just before being hanged by the enemy as a spy. I only regret that I have but one life to live for my country. Where is that right there? I regret that I only have before being hanged right there. This is a cool one. Let me see. I'm going to buy your Bible soon. I will save up. You know, Dixie, I appreciate that. And that is the truest way to support me. We're in there making them now. They're coming out. If you've got a Bible that's coming out, we're right at the 4-week turn. And Randy, she put up with the best, but we merged over into that leather cover. And there's a lot of hand forming and tooling, but it's really cool. I certainly appreciate that. And I think that there are some things that we're going to try to put it on a store that would help with financing. These are all words of the democracy. These are immortal American speeches. These are a call to arms. Hold on. And this book still functions is what's so cool. If you want to know, the people's government, that's what we are. Dude, you can read some of the stuff right here, and we're so far away from this. We're nothing like this right now. And the Gettysburg Address, hang on, Liberty tells all about liberty and what it was. It was actually a pagan God type thing. America for all. The Knights, shut up. The Knights of Mankind. I don't need any of that, man. I don't need to know. We're not knighted. What about, I know I'm getting to it. It's at the back. Calls us Yankees. They called us glorious history. You got to be careful. If you flip through this thing too fast, you'll break it. Dixie. Right there. Take a screenshot of that. And it was because of a $10 bill and that French note right there. It said it was because of the $10 bill, and it was French for 10 or something, and that's why it was Dixie. So it said the word Dixie had two origins. The Citizens Bank of Louisiana, which issued the banknotes in both French and English, many people found it hard to say Dix, the French word for 10. After a while, they began to call the $10 bills Dixies, and the bank called the Bank of the Dixies. And later the term was applied to the southern states where the people were referred to as Dixie. I got Yankees coming up right next. Yankee Doodle. There's Yankees. So they tell you all about the Dixies and they tell you all about the Yankees. And these right here, take a picture of that. And these right here says that the American Indians called the English colonists Yengeese. The nearest that they could come to saying Anglese, the French word for English. The tune Yankee Doodle came from the colonists of England. So that's what the Indians called them, Yengeese at first. And then they tell about this Yankee Doodle song. Y'all screenshot that right there. That's cool. But this one right here. Are my fingers still on? Oh, those fingers. Let me see. It's hard to do this backwards and forwards. But the words of Yankee Doodle are sort of like weird. You gotta look into them. And then America the Beautiful is in there. My Old Kentucky Home is in there. Antidotes of famous. Oh man, who is this guy right? That was one of the things in here. Ulysses S. Grant. I want to read you this story, man. You're just gonna lose it. Ulysses S. Grant. Oh. No, it's somebody he was anti-Zionist or something like that. And the president, I think, put a bodyguard around him for security that were all Jewish police officers. I think it's hilarious. And yeah, when Theodore Roosevelt is what it is. I'm gonna read it to you. And it says that this guy, he come from Berlin. So while Theodore Roosevelt was a police commissioner in New York City, shut up, an anti-Semitic preacher from Berlin was scheduled to make a talk about the Jews, and the feeling ran so high he asked for police protection. Many of the people felt that this should be refused to Theodore Roosevelt knew better. The proper thing to do was to make him ridiculous. And he said in his autobiography, accordingly, I sent a detail of police under a Jewish sergeant, and the Jewish baiter made his harangue under the active protection of some 40 police. Every one of them were a Jew. That's our president. That is our president right there, was our president. And he was like, you're going to be a race baiter and all that stuff? The 40 people that I'm sending to protect you, they'll all be the people that you're talking hate against. But I learned something new every time. I'm like, oh, thank you so much, Amy. I certainly appreciate that. Let me turn this mirror thing off because I can't even think right with that thing. Touch those buttons. Oh, no. There it is, mirror my video. I can't even do it. I'm so used to doing that. And that daily inspiration, I was about to have to ask you to get in here and help me fix my screen. Know that AJ put all of that stuff on my Patreon, and you can go right over there to it and see every page of that book, what it took. And you can also go over there and see my study guide for when God created the sun on the fourth day. That is this beautiful thing. Even at the beginning where he says, I created light, and God said, let there be light, and it was good. That was not the sun. That was the light that he is, and that is the good. And the darkness was what he called night. But that was on the first day. And this study guide right here, it just literally goes through and tells you that he called the darkness night. He divided the light from the darkness and called the light day and the darkness night. And this was the first day, but it's over here on this next page, right there on the fourth day, when he created the sun and the moon to be used for signs to determine the seasons, the days, and the years. I've got a really interesting text that's going to tell you exactly how we were told to lay the earth out, and it doesn't include a leap year, and it's a great calendar. And in that study guide, if you'll go to it, it not only tells you what his face was over, the murmuring deep, and that his darkness was over the waters. it goes through and tells you exactly how time should be divided in the book of Jubilees. And it tells you that it's 52 weeks, and each one of the seasons has 13 weeks and 91 days, and how each one of those days is as the beginning of one day that they do for a celebration. It's cool. And so it's just, these are all just true things, man. These are all things I want you to go read. I'd like you to know what the citizens are supposed to have. Those are all on my page and right there. So all of my study guides, all of my links, if you just go there to my link tree right there, it will do that. And you can go right there, and all of my links are right there. That's where everything's archived so much. The podcast, and he's in there uploading some videos right now. And all my study guides and all are right there. And again, right there, that top link, that's what the study guides for the creation of the sun. And those are all the pages right out of this old Bible right here. I'll have to show you that Bible. And one thing I love is showing off Bibles that I made. And this is the one that I made. This is a 12-pound Bible. It includes all of the Apocrypha. It's right there in those links I had just showed you, right there under the study guides. And this is just a cool Bible. I'm getting ready to show it now. And what do you do? Did somebody ask a question? AJ come in here and got that guide. And it doesn't say when or what year. It says when that guy's quote was.
Is it Francis Canova and Lloyd Smith?
It is. Those are the two dudes that wrote it, and I think it was 1912 or 1913 was when they wrote that, if not a little bit before. But this is what we sit there and make. When somebody says this, when I took some of those pictures, they're literally right out of the front of this Bible. There. And this thing is leather, wrap, 12 pounds. It's a beast. So just know that once you get through putting all your births and your family events and the family trees that are associated with the husband and wife, these are all just a cool thing to go through. And this one, people ask us all the time, this Bible is from 1582. It's a Douay and Rheims. It is the first translation from the Vulgar Latin, or the Latin Vulgate. So just understand that's one of the things we do. Oh, that's my other book too. Making this little trumpet page. And that's all I've got my stuff in it. Hey, I'm going to go do another chart because I've got the coolest thing that I'm going to tell y'all. I'm excited to make the next TikTok. Our live is Wednesday. This Wednesday, we all go on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 8. And my live tonight is Jubilees, and we're getting closer and closer to Jacob being told not to build this place, and though he did and stacked up the pillars, we're getting closer to that. But tonight I'll be able to talk about, after my live, of the creation of the sun and how the calendar is corrected and how we correct it. So worth it. Oh, Mr. Morris, thank you so much. Supports us. Thank you so much. The people that have purchased that Bible, Mr. Morris is one, and he's the one that told me to put that leather cover on there. And thank you, Mr. Morris. I didn't brand any of the other ones, and I practiced on mine, but it warped the cover right there. That brand did just a little bit. So I've got to perfect that a little bit, and I think that I have to wet form that. So don't think that hey, that's how I'm doing it now. They are without that. And but I try to make things better and better, and when I can. And temperature, branding, and all of that stuff all has an effect. So I can't wait to do this next TikTok. It is a perfect calendar. I even asked the computer, I said, did I just come up with this? And it went, yeah, man, you're the only one that's playing that song right now, brother. So I just want you to know that I'm going to be doing this TikTok. It lays out a calendar that's absolutely perfect, and I can't wait to go. Look at AJ coming in here, man.
We are making these. We've got.
Yeah, he's making them. That's cool, man. And every one of them, you see the difference of that one. Show them the finish of that one. Look at that. These are all hand finished, all tooled. They're amazing. And like I said, he's got these things, putting them over with my other ones. And they're just amazing. There you go. And I appreciate every one of y'all's support. We are pumping these things out, getting ready to put the covers and the introductions into those. And then I think he's got to tool that edge off, and then they just start going down. They're in an assembly line process. They are very beautiful. And they have a lot of things in them, like the Book of Maccabees. I just have done so many ticks on that about where the Jews, the Maccabees, built the pyramids, and how any books are in the Bible. How many books are in the Bible that you make? It tells you in the Old Testament, and this has got Maccabees and Baruch and all of that stuff, and it lists off 45 books in the Old Testament and 72 books in all, right there. So the 45 in that and in the Old Testament. And then it starts these right here and goes to 72 in the Apocrypha. None of them have the Book of Enoch or the Book of Jubilees in them. They don't. You can go say, the Ethiopian Bible does. The Ethiopian Bible is a collection of every book that you could write. And even though it did have the Book of Jubilees in it, and I had the Ethiopian Bible right there, it also has the Book of Enoch in it, Enoch 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it just lets me know that you're printing garbage at that point, because only Enoch 1 was found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. But this book that I made right here, this is my latest thing, and this is my study guides that I'm making. And this is all my Book of Jubilees. This is all the study guides that I've made. This is the Book of Enoch 1. And it's the Book of Enoch 1. And it's the book of the Descension into the Underworld, or the Gospel of Nicodemus. All three of those books. And that little binder, study guide, pretty cheap, white, just regular old plain paper. I'm trying to make that something more tangible that people can acquire, and I certainly appreciate that. You know, I'm trying to do more things that are, I try to do all my stuff with study guide related material that I make, because of these things that they're going to stop doing away with the green screen and the privacy acts that where you're copying people's work. My work is not copywritten. I want you to know that all of the pictures that I use come out of these are Dore. They were done in the 1600s, man. These are in the public domain. So in that Bible is full, and all of my works are full of Dore sketches that are from the 1600s. So one, you can use all of my works, public domain. Two, you can use all my pictures of public domain, and that way you can sort of print them with these are the Dead Sea Scroll versions of these Bibles and all that stuff. And that we are on YouTube, and it will be posted onto the YouTube. It's $500, and it's $220 something just in the parchment paper and leather. So not only is the gold edges and the gilding a part of it, but each page is a 24-pound piece of parchment paper, and that's a piece of skin off of an animal. So it's 24-pound parchment paper that you could write on with a marker or a highlighter, and it won't show through the other pages. And it's tough enough to throw at somebody breaking into your home and knock them to the floor until the police come. I assure you it will, and knock them out. And you just have to be bad enough to throw a 12-pound Bible. And it has a leather cover on it, so that literally it's not going to leave a mark or hurt him when you hit him with it. But it's home protection. That's what you're going to be sort of. And you know what it has in the front of it? Page after page of where you can put the family tree and military service records and babies that were born and special events and birthdays and stuff like that. I think it's cool. And then you get these hidden books that are the church told just to put away. And I just think that all scripture is God breathed and useful for teaching and rebuking. So just know that that's what it is. I love you so much. Thank you for being my supporters, and thank you for all of the people that subscribe and go to my Patreon and all that stuff. I certainly appreciate those efforts. I'm going to sign off now. I've got a TikTok to do for y'all. I've got a study guide that I'm going to put up on there for tonight's lesson, and then we're going to lay out this calendar so that you can see how the perfect calendar lays out, and there's no need for a leap year. It lays out perfect. And in Jesus' name, y'all have a blessed day. I'll see you tonight live at 8 o'clock. Push your button.